Toastmasters and welcome guests. It's a pleasure to be here. So I'm speaking tonight, and I'm not a natural-born speaker, even though I have actually been speaking for 51 years. My very first job was teaching nutrition at the University of British Columbia in 1965. And I came to my debut speech. I came out onto the stage. I had 100 students. They were all there ready. And I gave my talk and finished it, and it was 20 minutes. The lecture was supposed to be 55 minutes, and I had 35 minutes with nothing to say. And so I said, class is dismissed. But I learned about timing on that event. Well, I kept teaching at university, and I stopped about the time I was pregnant and having my son. So he was born in April, so I got to talk right to the end of that year. And I was speaking on nutrition and world nutrition problems and world overpopulation and what dreadful things were happening because of the overpopulation. And I was standing there in front of 500 students in a yellow tent dress. This is what we wore at that time. And I was 8 months pregnant, maybe 8 and a half. And I looked like a huge yellow balloon, maybe a dirigible. And I was speaking on all the problems of overpopulation. Well, that kind of made me realize the link that we should possibly find between the content and what we're looking like in our talks, because that one didn't exactly fit. So another event in my learning as a speaker was joining Earth City Toastmasters 25 years ago. So that's when I came back to the reunion for that a few weeks ago and reconnected with you people. But I joined that group, and we wanted to share the message about plant-based nutrition, the environment, animals, all sorts of things. And we thought learning speaking would really help us. So I went through my 10 speeches and did a few of the advanced ones. It enabled me to try different styles. See, does this fit, does that fit? And I did the humorous speech contest, for example. And I did my talk, and I don't think I remember people laughing at all. They might have, but it wasn't really a strong feature. But my competitor was Brent Merchant, and he went on to win internationally as a humorous speaker. And what I learned here was that we can really gain a lot by seeing others. We really can. So the next thing I'm going to tell you was this spring, I received the top award from Dietitians of Canada, the Riley Jeffs Award it was. And part of that was to give an inspirational talk to be held in Winnipeg, the pork capital of Canada, actually. And I was not familiar with inspirational speeches. I didn't know how to do one. And yet I had some kind of a glimmer that this could be an important moment for me. So I hired a coach. I spent a few $1,000s for 2 months of coaching. And I hired a good friend and international speaker, Carla Rieger, who's based in Vancouver and London, England. And she could help me, I knew, although I could barely envision, getting some real clapping at the end, but I hoped. So Carla helped me a lot. I did my talk, I ripped it up, I changed it all. I had dietitians come and watch. I had Carla critique the different presentations that I did, the words, the PowerPoints, all sorts of things, and revised, changed. I saw how much work went into a really powerful talk. And I went to Winnipeg, and I asked her what kind of speaker. I wanted to be like Martin Luther King. And she said, I don't think you're anything, you have a hope of that. She said, you're kind of like Gloria Steinem, a women's activist, and kind of a little sensuous, slightly funny, soft. So she said, you go for that style. So I did my talk, and there I was in Winnipeg doing my talk, which was definitely plant-based, although it was about other things. And I got at the end, a standing ovation. Everybody stood up and they cheered. It was just amazing. There were cameras and tweets going out. Afterwards I saw all this, so it was really worth the energy. But I saw how much energy went into a very powerful talk. The next thing I did, and this is just about the last, was I went to the library and got a book about Gloria Steinem, My Life on the Road. It just came out last year. And she talked about her speaking life and traveled all over. And the thing that I learned that really came home to me was that she spent a lot of time listening to people. I mean, she was trying to bring in women's rights changes in a population that was not the slightest bit interested in that, in many, many respects. And so it was not easy going. And so I learned how she went before talks, after talks. She listened as much as she spoke. So that was a very powerful event for me to have that insight about when you really want to be a catalyst for change. So I am very grateful to be at this wonderful Toastmasters. It's a great pleasure, and I look forward to more adventures because I know there's a lot to learn in so many different directions. Thank you.
And we have a lot to learn from you. Oh. She's one of the founding members of this club 35 years ago. So you can imagine, they came here for their 25th anniversary 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she says, this is what I want to do. I want to come back to Toastmasters, and she's signed up again. We'll have 1 minute evaluation for Vesanto. Now to evaluate Vesanto's icebreaker speech, Camilo. Camilo, you please come and evaluate.